Let's talk about poverty and homelessness. According to the latest census information, 20% of Provo is living at or below the poverty line. That's more than 2 times Utah's average. That translates to roughly 23,000 people living at or below the poverty line in Provo. And because of that, our homeless population is growing. Over the last 2 years, we've seen homelessness grow in Provo by 44%. That's a jump from 167 individuals and families to 241 in just 2 years. And over the last few years, almost 50% of those individuals are unsheltered. That's a huge problem, which is why I reached out to this lovely person. Her name's Karen McCandless. She's the CEO of Community Action Services and Food Bank, based right here in Provo, Utah. Community Action Services and Food Bank is an amazing organization and a wonderful resource for the many people that are struggling with poverty here in Provo. Aside from providing things like rent support, temporary housing, food, soup kitchens, and financial classes, they also have this amazing program called Circles, Utah Valley. As I talked with Karen, I fell in love with this program. It has 2 primary goals. The first is to help individuals and families get out of poverty, and the second is to remove the barriers that keep people in poverty. And they do this by building connections and building individuals, which I just think is amazing. Meeting with Karen, I feel like I got a really up-close look at the homelessness situation in Provo, and something became abundantly clear to me. Provo needs a non-congregate shelter. What is a non-congregate shelter? A non-congregate shelter is something like this. It's basically a facility that has multiple units where each individual unit is held by either one person or one family. According to Karen, this is one of our greatest needs in Provo right now. In Provo, we have places where people who lose their homes or apartments are able to move to. However, there is a gap between when they apply and when they actually get the keys. According to Karen, this shelter would be able to fill that gap, and instead of having there be this awkward, sometimes 21-day period between when people apply and when people get in, we could have this facility set aside as an in-between for those people and ensure that in Utah's cold winters or extremely hot summers, that people have a place to call home. This kind of housing can make all the difference in the world to people that are going through a really vulnerable time in their lives. Thankfully, Provo has been a really amazing partner for this organization, and if elected, I hope to continue supporting them in their efforts to combat homelessness and poverty in Provo. But we can do more. As private individuals, as government leaders, and as businesses, we can provide our time, resources, and attention to important causes like this one. If you want to learn more about them, check out the link in my link tree, and let's speak up to end homelessness.